Hello everyone. NPS or the National Pension Scheme. It is one of the most popular investment and retirement planning scheme in India, and it also gives you immense tax benefits. But in spite of that, there are many people who do not like NPS, and today's video is about them. I'll tell you the reasons which people say for not investing in NPS, and then I'll explain you how true or false those reasons are. Hi, I'm Nishant and I welcome you to my YouTube channel Save More Money, where we simplify personal finance and help you become financially independent. And if you like today's video, please remember to like, subscribe and share the channel. So if you look at the historical returns from the NPS website, the average returns across the last 3, 5 and 7 years for the equity bucket of tier 1 is around 13.5%, for the corporate bucket is around 10.5%, and for the growth bucket is around 9%. Same is the situation even in tier 2. So if you take the consolidated average of tier 1 for ECG, then you will get the average returns for last 3, 5, 7 years on NPS as somewhere around 10.5, 10.6%, and this is very good. This is one point. Now in addition to that, remember earlier people used to invest in the normal mutual funds and then the direct mutual funds came, wherein the people said the direct mutual funds are more cheaper and hence you will save money and you should invest in direct mutual fund. Well, if you look at the current expenses, the expense ratio on large cap mutual fund for direct mutual funds is somewhere around 0.5 to 1.5%. So I'll take an average of 1%. You can see the historical figures here from ET Money website. Now, this is the direct mutual fund. Regular I'm not even talking about because that will be around 2.5, 3%. But the expense ratio on NPS is just 0.1%. 0.1% is your expense ratio on NPS. Compare this 0.1% against 1% which you are paying on a direct mutual fund. You will be able to save 0.9% every month, every SIP. Think how much you can save. In addition to this, you will also be saving on the taxes every year. And I'm not even talking about section 80C. What I'm talking about is the extra 50,000 which you can save on additional investment in tier 1 under section 80 CCD1, and the employer contribution which you can do as 10% of your basic plus DA under section 80 CCD2. So if you club even the savings from these under the returns, the overall return on NPS will not only meet the direct mutual fund returns but sometimes even beat it. Let me show you some calculation. Now what I did was I went to HDFC, which is an authorized annuity service provider of NPS. I went to their website. In the premium calculation section, I entered my age as 60, annuity sum assured as 40 lakhs, and basis that I did the calculations. So there are multiple options which are available, and if you look at the calculations for a annuity pension which only I will be getting till the time I am alive, if I do the calculations, my average returns XIRR is somewhere around 8%. And similarly, if I take a policy where I get regular pension and then after me my wife gets the pension, and if you also want to get back the purchase amount, then the average XIRR comes to around 7%. So what this means is when you have retired, when you do not have any other source of income, you are getting an assured 6%, 7%, 8% returns. That's not something you can just look down upon. I know people may say ki nahi yaar Nishant, I'll take out the entire 100%, I'll put it in equity. But the problem in equity is that you are 60, you are a retired person and you cannot invest in equities, because if the market crashes, you do not know how long the market will be down and you will not have money to take care of yourself. The market goes down, there are two things which will happen. Either your corpus will reduce very fast and you will not be able to sustain your entire retirement life, or you might not be able to get enough pension every month. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to invest in debt funds or liquid funds, and the average rate of that is not more than 8%, and even that is dependent on the market cycles. If the market cycle goes down, if the debt start performing badly, then the average returns will come down to 4%, 5%. The next option which you have is to park your money in your savings account or an FD or an RD. The returns which you will get is again very low. You will not be getting more than 4, 5, 6%, and that's the best you can get. If you also think about the other pension schemes which are available, the Atal Pension Yojana or the Pradhan Mantri Vay Vandan Yojana PMVVY, or the post office schemes and other things, the average returns on these are around 7, 8%. And even on these, there is a lock-in period which has to be given if you want to do that particular pension scheme purchase. एन्युटीज are taxed. They say कि नई NPS में तो withdrawal पे tax लगता है. Just try to understand how things have changed on NPS. Initially, when you used to withdraw the 60% of your corpus at the time of retirement, that 60% used to be taxed. But government is trying to make NPS more investor friendly, so they removed the tax from that 60%. Only the 40% which you will be converting into an annuity and from which you will be getting the pension every month, that will come under your taxable income, and you will have to pay the taxes on that as per your taxable income slab at the time of retirement. And who knows what the government might be doing to make NPS more tax friendly. Let's for a moment assume that the 100% of money can be withdrawn. Now what will happen is you will withdraw the money, you will be parking it somewhere, maybe in an FD or a debt fund as we discussed earlier, and from that you will convert the corpus into a monthly income plan, because you need money, you are not earning anymore, you do not have salary, while you have the expenses, you need money, and the money will come from the corpus at retirement, so you will need a MIP. So you will park it in an FD or an RD, और you will park it in an debt fund. उससे बेटर है आपका जितना भी कॉर्पस है उसके बेसिस पे आपको फिक्स्ड अमाउंट ऑफ पेंशन मिलने दो. एटलीस्ट यू विल बी श्योर कि ठीक है, आई एम गेटिंग अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 50,000 पर मंथ एज अ गारंटीड इनकम, एंड वॉट एवर इज माई रिमेनिंग शॉर्टफॉल आई विल अरेंज for that from my other sources of income. So you will have your EPF amount at retirement, you will have PPF amount, gratuity amount, annuation amount, you will have mutual fund SIPs which you might have saved. So वो सब के पैसे से just try to see how to fill the shortfall, and that will take care of all your retirement troubles and expenses. Where do you have to make it very complicated कि नहीं, I want to keep everything at once and then I'll invest it somewhere else and from there I'll get the money and blah blah blah. Just keep it very simple. Government is giving you mandatory pension, fixed pension every month. Have that. जो भी shortfall है उसको बाकी कॉर्पस से लेके आओ. Alright, the biggest concern, people did not prefer locking in their money until the age of 60. I want my money, I want to be able to withdraw the money whenever I want it. All those are the main concerns which people have. So on this, I like to put 3 points from my side. Understand one thing, retirement is the age at which you will not have any income source. You will still be having all the expenses, maybe more than the expenses which you have now because of the rising expenses from medical and other things at that age. And for that, to meet your expenses, you need a very big amount of corpus. And that corpus can be obtained only by using the magic of compounding interest. And this is the main principle behind which NPS works. So for people who say that they do not like the lock-in period, well, the loss is for you, because studies show that the compound interest will drastically be impacted on withdrawal at any point of time before your retirement goal. So for example, in this particular graph, you can see what happens if a person withdraws just 1 lakh rupee of money in the 5th year and then does not do any other withdrawal. His corpus at retirement tremendously decreases because of the reason that it does not allow you to withdraw your money. Your money can earn and multiply using the compounding interest, and it can grow into a very big amount of corpus. Reason number 2, if you are someone who spends easily, who is not very consistent in saving, then NPS is a perfect solution for you because it will not allow you to withdraw. Another important point, remember that for children education you will get education loan. Children marriage can be done even in court in a very less expense, or you can do it as per the money which you have available. If you do not have any money left at the time of retirement, how will you meet your expenses? You need something to meet your expenses. And guys, when one of the most successful investors of all time, Mr. Warren Buffett himself says that patience is the key, and he does not like in selling the company or the stocks which he purchases very soon, then who are you? Why do you think that you will be able to succeed by drastically withdrawing the money or investing it somewhere else? Let it grow in NPS as a corpus amount and you will see the difference. So first of all, if you are someone who wants to withdraw the money from your retirement corpus, then I'm sorry to say you have got it all wrong. You have not done a proper financial planning and you are bound to get screwed if you do not take help immediately. Because retirement planning should be on your topmost agenda and you should not touch that particular corpus for anything else. Government understands that yes, there are some major milestones in every person's life for which they need money, and NPS also takes care of giving you the flexibility to be able to withdraw for those occasions. Yes, if you have invested constantly for 3 years in tier 1 of NPS, then you can withdraw 25% of the invested amount. I repeat, invested amount, not the return based amount. So this can be done 3 times in the entire lifetime of NPS contribution, and at a time 25% can be withdrawn. Now these withdrawals can be done for your children education, children marriage, house purchase, house construction, skill development, critical illness, or few other schemes. Why does the NPS invest in debt or bond schemes? They say that NPS is a long term, we understand, but in long term, why is the government investing in corporate or government bonds? Why are they not investing only in equities? Equities में बहुत ज़्यादा exposure देना चाहिए उनको, and that will help in giving the maximum returns. Well, for people like these, I do not have to say anything. I'll just give the link of one video which was created by Mr. Shankar Nath of ET Money. Watch that video. What they did was they did a research on what happens if we regularly distribute our corpus or portfolio into equities and debts versus what happens if we invest everything in equities. And the studies reveal that if you keep rebalancing your portfolio and if you keep it distributed between debts and equities, you will have much more higher chances of getting a better corpus. So do watch this particular video. The link is given on the I button at the top or in the description. Next point is about why should we go for NPS. We have already invested in EPF or PPF. वो हमारे रिटायरमेंट के लिए काफ़ी रहेगा. So guys, understand that EPF and PPF are purely debt schemes wherein the maximum interest which the government has been giving you in the last few years is been around 7 to 9%, not more than that. But in NPS, it's linked directly to your market, and you have seen how the market has grown from 40,000, 45,000 to 60, 65,000 in the last 2 years during Corona time. So the amount of growth which can happen on NPS because it's linked to equities is huge. And as I said earlier, if you look at the historical returns of NPS, it's somewhere around 10.5%, more than 10.5%. So it's any days beating PPF, EPF and any other government backed scheme. Another point which one of my colleagues said was that NPS contribution is limited to only 10% of the basic. और उतने में क्या होगा? But if you go to the NPS website, it clearly says that only for tax exemption 10% is the limit, but there is no limit on how much you can invest. So guys, I hope I have been able to debunk all the myths and reasons not to invest in NPS. Go for it. It's a very good tool and it will help you in a peaceful retirement. That's it from my side. I hope you liked the video. Please remember to like, subscribe and share. Until next time, this is Nishant signing off. Bye. Take care. Ta-da.